everyone, this is Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, and I am here with a Get Sketchy with Christy and Rachel. This week we are using a sketch by Melissa Mann for Elle Studio, and I really loved just the circle of a bunch of awesome little strips of pattern paper. Rachel got to pick this sketch out this time, and it's not the sketch, it's our scrap lift, I'm sorry. And it's really cool, so I'm really excited with the way this layout turned out. I had two photos I was thinking about using here. My first one is a photo of my mom and Jackson, and the other one is my mom and my niece Kira. I really wanted to play off of both of them because they're only 4 months apart, and she likes to, obviously she's a big fan of babies. Who isn't a big fan of babies? And I just was going to do both of them, but it was taking up way too much of my layout, and all of that pretty paper that I had just laid down there was kind of getting covered up, and I didn't really want that feeling. So I took my photos away, did some stitching on the layout like Melissa had done. I believe she had probably done hers in white, but I wanted a bit of something to kind of stand out, so I did do it in black. Trim the photo a little bit, as you saw there, so I could line it up at the very end of my page, my layout. I really like that because my mom's looking into the layout anyways at Jackson, and it was just white space, so cutting it was fine. It worked really well. I have a really simple title that just says Nana Time, but I didn't actually have the right thickers that I wanted to use. So instead, I'm just grabbing this Amy Tan. They're the transparency letters that she has. I think she has about 5 different sets of them. And I just cut out the outline of the ones that I've already taken out to use. And I'm gonna just title it like that. I did cut out the part of me actually trimming it because I'm really slow with stuff like that, so you'll see that it magically gets done. I'm also going to draw my lines for my journaling here. I was trying to figure out how I was going to fill all that space in my circle without it looking really funny. I'm bad at doing like block design where you just have elements within things, so I figured, you know what would look really good there is all of my journaling. So I'm just doing my lines there so I know that's what I want to go there. You're going to see my hands tapping a lot on this one. I really didn't know what I wanted to do with it. I did grab this little piece of ephemera from the, I believe it's a crepe paper, that really new baby collection there that I just am not thinking of. Sorry about that. I also have these awesome little puffy stickers, and so the color matched really well, and so I used the word wonderful down there at the bottom. So I guess it could say wonderful nanny time, but it's supposed to just say nanny time. I'm now going to work on a little bit of added interest at the bottom here. I wasn't sure if I wanted to use black or silver, and when I laid down the black washi tape here, because my paper is just from Michael's really cheap white paper, what ends up happening is I'm thinking, nope, I like the silver more, so I'm going to rip off the black, and when I go to do that, I rip my paper. So it's a good thing I liked the way that looked, because something would have had to been down there no matter what now as I had ripped it. I'm going to put the silver on first, and then what I'm going to do is cover it up a little bit with the black, and then I'm going to come back in. So you see that? So there's a tiny hint of the silver and then the black, which I end up cutting and folding over. And I had problems with this silly washi tape. It's not very strong, and it's almost not even tape as it is just washi paper. Like, I have to add extra adhesive and stuff to it so that it works the way I want it to. So you'll see me struggling here. I'm trying to make it work. I thought it would be an easy fix and it would all just come together, but then it wasn't even, and I was just having issues. And then I'll just trim the sides of them as well, which you'll see. So I like that though. I think it helps bring in the black from the stitching, and then the silver is just a little bit of added prettiness to a layout that normally I wouldn't be adding sparkle because it's my son, but because it's more talking about my mom, I thought that it would work really well. And then I'm just adding this little strip that I've had, and it's literally like a little tiny thing that's just in I have a little bag that holds all of my border strips, and this happened to be in it. And Jackson is wearing a teal colored shirt there, so I just thought that would be how I could tie in the teal within this layout as well. So I'm just going to add that as the bottom too, so that there's actually 3 pieces of pattern paper there. I really like that. I think that's really pretty and is it's a good like shelf for the rest of the layout, which I thought was really neat, and I like that. I'm pretty pleased with the way that that turned out. Again, you're gonna see me kind of just adjust it a little bit. It wasn't exactly a 12 by 12 little strip there, so I had to make sure it was even. I also decided that what would look really neat is if I also did the stitching around my layout. So, excuse me, so I just took it and stitched all the way around and then stopped right at my photo and right at my title. And then while I was doing that, I accidentally dropped this rub-on on my layout. I was looking at if it would be something I could use, and it had accidentally dropped on there, and so I just I just used it and you know, just rubbed it on there, and I liked it. The colors kind of match actually, and you missed that part as my camera was charging when I was doing my stitching, so I apologize about that, but that's where those hearts magically appeared from as well. And then in my journaling, it's just talking about how Jackson is about a month old in this photo, and it was on Valentine's Day. And he got to visit my mom, my grandma, both of my grandmas, but all he cared about was spending time with my mom. He didn't really want to be held by either one of my grandmas. So I just kind of documented that, and it's a Valentine's Day layout with all the Valentine's Day paper I've had in my stash that, you know what, I'm really happy I've used it, and I can now get rid of some of it and move on because I've had it for a long time, and it was all my 6x6 little paper pads, and I'm glad that I just was able to use them. And I got a lot of it used up, so I was really pleased with that. Just my finishing touches here. I'm going to add my date at the bottom down there with that little thing that says today, and another little foam piece from the title that I used, and then a piece from the Crate Paper Wonder Collection that says, "Be bold, be brave, that's all you'll ever need." A tiny piece from the Paige Evans Fancy Free collection with the colorful pieces there. I just wanted a little bit more color. And that's going to wrap up my layout. Don't forget to check out Rachel's take. I know it'll be great. And we'll be back in 2 weeks with the actual sketch for our Get Sketchy series. Thanks everyone so much for watching. Here's an up close, and then I'll have a photo at the end. Bye!